Everybody, how are you doing today? I hope you're all doing really good. I'm Margaret Marie and welcome to my channel. Now what I'm going to do for this video is show you how to do a little facelift using makeup. Now the first thing that I like to do when applying makeup is to start with my eyebrows. Now I have this Covergirl Ultrafine eyebrow pencil, and what I like to do is comb my eyebrows. Give them a nice combing, and then I'm going to fill them in. Now, where I like to start is right here, because right here is where they're kind of sparse, and this is where I want to give them some shape. Having thicker, fuller looking eyebrows will definitely help you look a little bit younger. And just kind of come like this, like I'm coloring in. Just like so. Okay, and this side. And I'm not trying to bring it down, I'm trying to leave it up like this. A little tip on there. And it's nice and hard, so that will go back and forth easily, creating just the right shadow. So just kind of bring it up as far as you can like this, and then when you're done, just comb it all over nicely. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put some primer on my face. Primer is so important when you're applying makeup because it'll help your makeup stick to your face, and it creates barrier between your foundation and your pores. So I'm going to take a little bit of this Tatcha primer and this little scooping scoop. I'm going to scoop just a little bit out of there. I'm going to start just placing it in the center of my face where my pores are the largest. All right, and now I'm going to take this foundation brush and I'm going to smooth it out all over my face, working my way out like this. And what you're going to do is just continue to smooth your primer all over your face. You can use your fingers if you want, or you can use a dry sponge. And don't forget your eyelids. Now, whatever you might have left on your brush, bring it down your neck. And the reason I want you to bring it down your neck is because we have a lot of contouring to do on the neck. So you definitely want a little layer of primer there as well. Next up is your foundation. Now what I'm going to use is some of this L'Oreal Infallible. It's got the glow in it, which will give me some shine, and it's for dry skin. All right, now I'm going to brush this all over my face. First, I like to dot it a little bit to apply it. That way I don't get too much in one area. I do my eyelids as well. I like to start with the brush to get it on really well and evenly. Make sure you cover your neck and bring it down to match here. Just so everything matches and blends in, because it's not really conducive to a youthful look when you've got your foundation one color on your face and then your neck a different color. Okay, the next thing you're going to want to do is take a sponge, a dampened sponge that you squeezed all the water out of, and then go over all of that. And what that'll do is pick up the excess foundation. Taking off the excess makeup will help you to look a lot more youthful. Next step is to conceal and highlight. What I'm going to use is this Maybelline Age Rewind, and this is like maybe 2 shades lighter than my skin, not too much lighter at all. So what I'm going to do is start with under my eyes. Notice I'm going to bring the concealer all the way up here. Start here and bring it all the way up. Okay, now I'm going to go to the center of my nose. Now above my eyebrows, I'm going to make like a little arrow facing upward. Like that. Okay, now we're going to get around this area. See this area here? This is puffy and jowly and definitely shows my age. So we're going to conceal that just a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to take our concealer up like this, and then bring it all the way up like this. that over that fold of wrinkly fat or whatever it is. Okay, and now my chin, bring it right there. Now notice I'm not going too far up here. I'm trying to concentrate it right in here to give me a nice jawline. I want a nice firm prominent jaw. And then of course this side of the mouth, we're going to come right down there and then over this fatty area here and bring this up like this. See? Okay, now for right here on the forehead, just so. What you want to do is imitate a heart. See how that's kind of turning into a heart shape? Okay, now let's do our Cupid's bow. And go ahead and come down around the mouth and intersect it with where you did your little curve. Okay, so your concealer is going to look about like that. Now let's blend it in. All right, I'm going to start with this little e.l.f. stippling brush to start with. This kind of gives me a little bit of a jump start in the blending. Now I have a little sponge, it's dampened, and I'm going to blend all this out with that. And see how my eyes have already brightened up. It's already given some shape to my face. It's lit up my face a little bit. So you want your highlighter and everything to look about like this when you've blended it out. The next thing that I'm going to do is some contouring. Let's start with the nose. Now bring your line right up next to where you put the highlighter. And I'm going to come all the way down to here and then cut it off there. Same here. On this side, bring it down, cut it off there. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is a little trick with your cheeks. Now, you see where your nose stops right there? Right about here or so? Don't bring your contour any farther down than that. Otherwise, it's going to drag your face down. What we want to do is give yourself a little face lift. The contour stick is such a good tool for this. Okay, so what we want to do is make sure it doesn't go any further than here. Okay, so grab it right about there and then start your line up like so. Now what you're going to do is bring it and curl it up a little bit. What that's going to do is give your cheek that round, youthful cheek look that we used to have when we were younger. Just bring it up just a slight bit like so. And that's about where you want to put your contour line. Now we're going to do the same on the other side. Measure where your nose is and then go ahead and bring it up from there and give it just a little curl. So that's about even. Make sure they're even because you want to be symmetrical, which means everything is even. Okay, and now go ahead and bring a couple lines like so. Couple lines like so. I'm going to leave everything out of here nice and clear, just a little bit in the front. We're going to give our bottom lip a little extra fullness because that's another thing that happens as we age. Our lips start getting thinner. So give it a little right under where you would put your lipstick. Give it some there. If you have a dimple, you can accentuate it like that right there. Now let's work on this jawline. Okay, so right here is so puffy. So what I like to do is start right about here, coming under, and then come up there, and then down like that. So just kind of cancel out that extra puffy area, and bring your jawline facing in like a V, like so. I'm going to cover that, and then down under here again. So, see how that's just up a little bit? Okay, now it's down like here and here. Now you're going to want to bring one here and one down there. I'm going to show you how to blend all this out. Now I'm going to take a bigger e.l.f. stippling brush and I'm going to bring it in like this, and then up. And I'm just going to pull that back into there, like so. See that? It's already lifted the cheek. That is very, very youthful looking. So let's blend that out, and the same on this side. That blend it up like so, and then pull it all back up. I'm going to keep on blending and using a little swirl action there. Notice I'm blending it up, not down. Did you see how that gave it just that little bit of fullness there? Just like a peak that comes out like that. Okay, and now the chin. Now this is where you do blend down. Now I'm going to use this little e.l.f. brush to do my nose. Blend it out like this. Okay, I'm going to blend out my forehead, which of course is going to go up. I want to definitely bring this contour line up into your scalp. All right, so it should look about like this. All right, the next thing we're going to do is apply some blush. So what I'm going to use is a little bit of this darker blush. It's the L'Oreal True Match. And I'm going to get my brush in there, swirl pretty good. What I'm going to do is start right about here and just start touching it onto my cheek and bringing it up. Notice I'm not going down, I'm not going high, I'm just trying to keep it like right in the middle. See that little highlight right there? I want to keep it right below that and just press it right in there. All right, so that is the cheeks. Now I'm going to apply a little bit of face powder to my face. I want to set underneath my eyes and just give a little more smoothness and definition around my cheek area. So what I'm going to use is a little bit of this Laura Mercier translucent powder. And I'm just getting like that much on there. And I'm going to start with the cheeks down here. And then just a little up here, just to kind of smooth out the edges a little bit. Now I'm going to take some more on this side and do the same thing here. And just a little bit on the cheeks. And then whatever's left on the brush, I'm going to go ahead and set under my eyes with that. So that's the face portion, the highlighting and the contouring part of this video. The next thing I'm going to show you how to make look a little bit younger is your eyes. First thing I do when I start doing my eyes is I curl my eyelashes. So I've got my heated eye curler out and ready to go, and let's start giving these a nice curl. Okay, so put this on there and set this on there. The first thing I'm going to do is put a base like I always do, and I'm going to use some of this MAC paint pot to do that. So I'm going to get some on my brush, close my eye, and then just start patting it on like that. You always want to use some kind of a base or an eye primer before putting on your eyeshadow. And that way you're going to get a much better look. It's going to stand out better, it's going to adhere to the eyeshadow better, and it's just going to look better overall. So definitely get that eye base on there first. And then what I like to do is just do little sweeping motions all over my lid and then come up like this a little bit and make sure I get it all on this part of my eyelid without getting it into my eyelashes. Okay, so you just want to get this all blended in an upward motion all over your eye like that. All right, now we're going to do some eyeshadow. I'm going to start with my Morphe Artistry palette, and what I'm going to do is start with this little shade right here. I'm just going to tap my brush in. Start with your eye closed, and you see this little area right here. This is where I'm going to want to concentrate this light colored eyeshadow. So what I want to do, hold my brush right about like this, and then just start very carefully just placing a little right there. Just a little bits at a time in little round motions. So I'm going to pick up a little bit more on there, flick it off, and do the other side. Now I raise my eyebrow so I can get up into my crease good. And then just start circling a little bit at a time and getting it into that crease like that. All right, next what I'm going to do is take this Sigma E25 blending brush, and I'm going to go into the palette, get this dark brown color, and I'm just tapping my brush in like that. Give it a few flicks like this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into my eye like this, right? Point it this way. And I'm going to start right about here. And I'm going to bring my eyeshadow straight across like this. And then in just a little bit. I'm just going to start wiggling my brush like this, back and forth, just a little bit at a time to get the placement and to start gradiently blending it out like this. This is the way you want to have it angled, and this is the direction that you want it to face when you are applying this part deep into your crease. See how it's already lifting my eye? It's amazing, just a little bit of eyeshadow placed in the right direction, how youthful it can make your eye look. So we're just going to continue and then do this. Not only will this open up your eye, but it also hides the hood. All right, for the next part, I like to use the lightest concealer that I have, which would be this Maybelline Age Rewind in the lightest shade. And I'm going to take it on this flat brush. And now I'm going to come to my eyebrows, and I'm going to start right about here. And I'm going to bring the line out here like this. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. And since my eyebrow, you could see it curves down so much. So I'm just doing it off to the side as much as I can. Because, you know, ideally I'd like it like up here, like that. But I would have to cross my eyebrow to do that. So, all right. Okay, so after you get it on like this, just blend it out with your fingers. I think that's really the easiest way. And that keeps your eyeshadow from getting too far up here. So you've got it concentrated here and you have it concentrated there. Okay, about like that. And then take some more on there and let's go ahead and do the eyelid. What this is going to do is give you so much more eyelid space. And it's definitely going to bring out your eyes more, and it will make you look a little bit younger. So now what we're going to want to do is take a light eyeshadow color like this Maybelline. What I like to do is take my brush just like this, and then just tap it on just like that. And I like to keep it towards the lid and not worry about this part up here because I'm going to go over that again with that Sigma brush. Just tap in just little bits of this pearly color on your eyelid, right over where you place that concealer. All right. So it looks about like that. Now I'm going to take a little bit of this L'Oreal Infallible eyeliner, and I'm going to come and just make a little flick like that. Right in the corner of my eye, and stop right there. Then I'm going to take this little brush and I'm going to make myself a little slight wing like that. And now the other side. All right, and what this will do is lift the corners of your eye a little bit. The next thing I'm going to do is a little tight lining before I eyeliner on my eyelid. So what I have is this Covergirl. It's a very light brown shade, of eyeliner stick, and what I'm going to do is light it. I'm going to light the end a little bit like this, and not only does this sterilize the tip, but it makes it softer, so it'll actually show up when I tightline. It shows up great when you give it a little bit of heat. Okay, about like that. Now for a little eyeliner. So I'm going to take my Physicians Formula liquid eyeliner serum, and I'm going to just go over my eye with a very thin. I'm not going into the corners of my eye. I'm just keeping it to this part. And that's it. I'm not going out here or anything like that because I've already got my wing on there. Okay, so I've got my eyeliner on, and now I'm ready for mascara. And I am using some of my Mary Kay Lash Love mascara. I'm going to start with the tips of my eyelashes. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and go to the bottom and bring all this up. I'm going to take that Sigma E25 brush and just kind of give a little border for the eyeshadow. Kind of clean it up a little bit. Okay, now for the bottom lashes, I'm going to apply just a little coat of mascara, but no eyeliner or eyeshadow. I'm going to do my lips. I'm going to line them first because when you get older, your lips, they get thinner and they need a little more defining. So we'll start with this lip liner. You see how I connected that? That way it gave the lip a little more fullness by doing that. You're up here. Go just slightly over your lip line, just a little bit. So, see, just give it a little bit of fullness. Bring your pencil and just kind of fill it in just a little bit like that. Now what I'm going to do is take some of this L'Oreal lipstick and go over it with that. Press them together just a little bit to distribute it evenly. Like that. And now the last thing I like to do is put a little setting spray on, and I'm still using that Physicians Formula Rose All Day spray. And what I like to do is spray it on a beauty blender first so it doesn't get in my hair. And then just go over your face with that. I like doing this way too because you can put it exactly where you want it. Okay, so here is the finished look. This is what it looks like all done. You guys have a really good rest of your day. You all take care. And I just want to do a quick little shout out to my son Donald, who's turned 32 today. Happy birthday, son. And for the rest of you guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.